So you are able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Slideshow mode போயிடுச்சா? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good morning all of you. Once again. Good morning வர்றதுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு போல இருக்கு. Okay, today we are going to see about digestive system. So what is digestive system? You all know, and you have been studying about this digestive system right from your school days. Okay, I think right from the first standard, second standard onwards, you have been studying about digestive system and how what are the different parts of the digestive system, how the digestive system functions in our body, and because of the digestive system, how we are able to utilize the food substances and the nutrients which we are consuming in our daily life. Okay, so this is a very very important function of the body. The physiology, the physiological system, the body has various physiological system, like digestive system, respiratory system, um, uh, circulatory system, excretory system, and so many other systems in our body, physiological systems. So, all these systems work together in a coordinated manner to enable the body, the human being, or any organism, or any animal to perform its functions. Okay, the whole body functions. So, the digestive system is one of the very, very important functions in our body, through which we are able to utilize the food substances and the nutrients. Okay, so we eat a variety of food. So we consume a large variety of nutrients which vary from region to region, country to country, and custom to custom. So though we know what are the different nutrients that are available in the food, various plant and animal foods, and we have to consume the nutrients in a proportionate amount, not only carbohydrates, not only fats, not only proteins. We have to consume all the different organic compounds in a balanced way. So that is what we call it as a balanced diet. So these food substances are very important for giving us energy, for building body tissues, new body organs, or new body parts. Okay, or the worn away, okay, the parts which have been worn away, that has to be replaced, the damaged tissue, repair the damaged tissue. So many different things are happening in our body. So food plays a very important role, okay, very vital role, and it is the only source of energy that we get from the outside, from the environment. So it is the, you can say, it is the main form of chemical energy that we obtain from the external environment, from the food we use, we eat. Okay, so the body has to make use of the food we eat, so it cannot directly make use of the food, so it has to be converted into simplest forms. So the food what you consume is a complex organic food substances. So these food must be broken down into smaller molecules. Okay, smaller molecules, small enough for the body to accept or absorb, for the cells, for the individual cells to absorb or accept. So this is done by a process called as digestion. The organs involved in this process, in the digestive process, or you can say the breakdown of the complex organic food system into smaller substances. You know what is the smaller substance? Carbohydrates will be broken down to glucose, proteins will be broken down to amino acids, and lipids will be broken down to glycerol and fatty acids. And the other components are water, which is a very, very important part of the intake we take from the outside, and which also is very important for the homeostasis of the body, and also the nutrients like vitamins and minerals. So vitamins or minerals are very important. They act as regulators, so they should be consumed along with the, even though they are consumed in small amounts, they have to be taken in regular intervals. Okay, at regular quantities. So these will not be converted into smaller, they will be just absorbed. So you know the difference between water soluble vitamins and the fat soluble vitamins, how they are absorbed. But the other complex materials, they have to be completely broken down. So the breaking down process by the digestive system is done by two methods. One is by physical breaking down, okay, breakdown, and the other one is by chemical breakdown. So the physical breakdown, you all know, the digestive system starts from the mouth. Okay, the digestive system. What is the digestive system otherwise called as? It is otherwise called as gastrointestinal tract. Okay, gastrointestinal tract or alimentary canal. So hope you all know, note down these names and keep a note whenever we are telling something. You can keep writing running notes, okay, so that you can prepare and you can note down the important points. So the digestive tract, what we call, is called, otherwise called as gastrointestinal tract or the alimentary canal. So how, where does it start? It starts from the mouth and ends in the anus. So it extends from a large region from top to bottom. So it it covers, or it extends, or you can call it travels from the mouth, okay, which is in the head, and then goes into the thoracic region, and then goes into the abdominal and the pelvic region. So you know it is traveling a long distance from mouth to anus. And you can say the gastrointestinal tract, the length will be about some 20 feet, okay, from 16 to 20 or 23 feet normally, that is about 5 to 7 meters approximately in a living person. So in a living person, the GI tract is, is in a working condition. So working condition, it is a person is having life. You can see, what happens. Our mouth, our face, and the skin. Okay, they all contain muscles. Okay, the muscles, are all in the toned up. So you tone up, the muscles. You know the difference between a young human being and an old human being and a person who is in the middle age. Or what will happen to the texture and tone of the skin and the muscles, because the muscles are all vibrant and energetic, and it is a young. What is the role of the muscle? It contracts and relaxes, and it gives tonicity to the muscles and the face, and it gives the youth or old look. So you know there's difference in the skin. Yeah, young people every skin, it will be very nice, and texture, the tone up will be very, you can easily differentiate. நீங்க full person பார்க்கலனா கூட the skin texture வச்சு you can find out what is the, whether a person is young or middle age or old. The old people, they will have wrinkled skin. Why? The skin in the hand, legs, and the face, throughout the body, it will be wrinkled because the muscle has lost its tonicity. Okay, that is why the same thing, when a person is living, is alive, the total length will be about 5 to 7 meters or 20 to 23 feet long. Okay, in because all the muscles are in working condition and they are all toned up. But in a dead body, you know the cadaver, the muscle may loosen up. All the muscles, they will be in the contracted state. So in the contracted state, they will be attached with the ATP. So you will study, you will understand how the muscle contraction takes place in the next few chapters. You will understand how the muscle contraction, the muscles make contact with the ATP molecule. So in the dead person, a cadaver, the muscle will be relaxed, or they lose its tonicity. So because of that, the length will be a little more longer. From 5 to 7 meters, it may go up to 10 meters long, and to 30, that is up to 30 feet long. So when you take cut up a frog or cut up a rat and open up the digestive system and cut up a human being, it will be very, that is after a person is dead, that it will be very long, elongated. So this is the alimentary canal or the GI tract. So apart from this alimentary canal, what is the regions of the alimentary canal? There are different regions of the alimentary canal. You can see from this picture, it starts from the mouth, and then it goes, this is the mouth. You take in the food from the mouth, and then it goes like that. Okay, this is the region called as the, the oral cavity. Okay, and this is the pharynx. So it goes into the pharynx. So pharynx is a common region. for both the digestive system and the respiratory system. It's a common tract for both the. That is why sometimes the food goes into the respiratory tract and you will feel choking. So the air also flows in through the pharynx. Then later it divides. The air goes to the bronchi and the bronchioles, whereas the food substances will travel down the esophagus. See, you can see the esophagus is a very long, elongated tube where it propels the food from the mouth into the stomach. Then the next region you can see the stomach. So this is the direct contact, okay, after the esophagus. So the stomach is pushed into the stomach, and sorry, the food is pushed into the stomach, and the stomach is an elastic bag-like structure which stores the food for some period of time till they are completely digested by the other regions of the body. So till then, for example, 2 to 3 hours, the food stays in the stomach. Okay, slowly it pushes this food little by little to the next region. Okay, by so all these are made up of the except for the mouth. You have the teeth and the tongue and the other parts. Okay, the other regions, they are all made up of soft muscles. So in the mouth you can see the facial muscles, the facial bones are there, and the teeth. So all these are skeletal. So they are the chewing action, the consuming action, and the masticating action. All these are done voluntarily, okay, voluntarily by ourselves. Once the food passes into the pharynx and the esophagus, it is the involuntary action. So this is completely guarded by soft muscles. So all the internal organs of the body are made up of soft muscles, the muscles, and the muscles which are connected to the mouth and the end region of the anus. Okay, anus, the defecation, what we do, that is voluntary. So only when we want to defecate, we defecate. When we want to control the defecation, we can control. Okay, unless and until the muscle in that area becomes weak or non-functional. So these two actions, the consuming of the food, the chewing, and whatever action that is taking place in the mouth, and the end region, the defecation, the passing out of the feces is under voluntary control. So they are guarded by the skeletal muscles. So both the mouth and the anus, the anus, that too, the last region of the anus, you will study in detail. Last region of the anus will be guarded by the skeletal muscles. And here in the mouth you have teeth also, which is a bony, the masticating part. The rest of the regions are all made up of soft, smooth muscles. Okay, it is called as smooth muscles. There is no skeletal muscles involved here. So what is the function of the muscles? The muscles in the complete alimentary tract perform the pushing, propulsion of the food from one region to another. So what do they do? The muscles contract and relax. Okay, so the contraction and relaxation are taking place in a circular manner as well as peristaltic movement. So peristaltic movement, you can imagine the movement of a worm. சின்ன பூச்சி எப்படி நகரும், இப்படி கொஞ்சம் சுருக்கும் அப்புறம் நீட்டும், சுருக்கும் நீட்டும் இல்லையா, சுருக்கும் ரிலாக்ஸ் பண்ணும். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி peristaltic undergoes, it performs peristaltic motion as well as circular motion. So by these two motions, the contraction and relaxation of the various regions of the digestive tract will happen, and it will propel the food from one region to another. So we were talking about the stomach. The next region is the small intestine. The small intestine is made up of three regions: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Followed by the, you can see duodenum. Okay, this is the J-shaped organ, and the next region is jejunum and the ileum. Ileum is the longest part of the small intestine. So the stomach acts as the storage organ. The esophagus acts as the canal through which the food passes into the stomach for storage. In the duodenum, the first region of the small intestine, is the main place where the digestion takes place, where the secretion of all the enzymes will happen here. Okay, secretion of pancreas, secretion of liver, okay, and the intestinal secretion, the duodenal secretion also takes place, and the maximum digestion enzymatic action takes place in the duodenal region. The rest of the region, the jejunum and the ileum, the digestion continues, and the most of the thing function of these region is the absorptive function. Then the unabsorbed, undigested food is passed through the next region, which is called as the large intestine, which is made up of the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and rectum and the anus. Rectum is the region where it stores the undigested, unabsorbed food material, fibrous food material here for defecation. Okay, so it is stored, and only when a particular amount of food reaches here, it opens up the anus for defecation. So this is the different parts of the digestive tract or alimentary canal, or what is the other name given, gastrointestinal tract. So there are some accessory organs. Okay, they are called as the accessory digestive organs. Can you name what are the accessory digestive organs, students? Tell me, what are the accessory digestive organs? Am I audible? Hello? Yes, please, louder, please. Tell me, what are the, now I told you the different regions of the digestive tract. What are the regions? Mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, which is made up of duodenum, jejunum, ileum, large intestine, which is made up of the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, and anus. This is the appendix. Now tell me, apart from these regions, there are some accessory digestive organs. What are they? Yes, teeth. Yes, tongue. Yes, pancreas. Salivary glands. Very good. Liver. Gallbladder. Very good. So these are all it is all written in the picture, given in the picture. You can just look at the picture and read them. So you can see, starting from the upper region, the mouth. Okay, it contains the teeth and the tongue. So what does the teeth and the tongue do? The teeth will chew the food. Okay, physical breakdown. So I told you the digestion is the process is of two types. One is the mechanical digestion, and the other one is the chemical digestion. So the mechanical digestion starts with the mouth, where the teeth breaks down the food, physical breaking down. So நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், ஒரு மவுத் ஃபுட் எடுத்து அப்படியே முழுங்கிடலாமா? என்ன ஆகும்? அப்படி அப்படியே ஒரு மவுத் ஃபுட் எடுத்து swallow, just swallow without biting or chewing. What will happen? You will choke. Yeah, you will choke. Full food portion. That is why God has created these accessory organs, teeth and the tongue, and also the saliva. The salivary glands are present, which will secrete the saliva, and which will completely enrich the food or cover the food with the saliva. Okay, the saliva contains many salivary enzymes and certain chemicals that will act upon the food to kill the microorganisms and to cover it with the mucus. So saliva, no, mainly it is made up of mucus. The whole digestive system is secreting mucus. Okay, secretes mucus. That is very, very important. And the whole digestive system, you can say, is it internal or external? Body parts ஓட சேர்ந்து இருக்கா இல்ல வெளியில இருக்கா? சில ஆர்கனிசம் எல்லாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஸ்டார் ஃபிஷ், இட் வில் டேக் இன் ஃபுட் அண்ட் கம்ப்ளீட்லி த்ரோஸ் த டைஜஸ்டிவ் சிஸ்டம் அவுட் சைட். டைஜஷன் நடந்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் உள்ள எடுத்துக்கும் இல்லையா சில லோவர் ஆர்கனிசம்ஸ். ஹேவ் யூ ஹர்ட் அபவுட் இட்? Internal digestion and external digestion. So human beings, have you heard about it or not? Yes or no? Am I expecting an answer?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, certain lower organisms, what do? They have the digestive system outside the body. So they will throw out the digestive system outside and finish the digestion and then take it inside. Okay, our body is also having an digestive system which is internally placed, but this you can say it is completely hollow, starting from the mouth to the esophagus, stomach, The other regions, duodenum, small intestine, large, everything you can see, it is a hollow space. Okay, it is a muscular region full of the hollow space. So there is a medical or இதில் வந்து gastroenterology அப்படின்னு ஒரு division இருக்கு. So this is mainly division in the medical practice which will deal with the diagnosis and treatment of diseases associated with the digestive system. என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, உள்ள வழியா ஒரு டியூப் விட்டுட்டு எண்டோஸ்கோபி மாதிரி. ஸோ ஸ்டமக்ல லிவர்ல இல்லை ஏதாவது ஒரு ரீஜன்ல ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்ததுன்னா they will send a microscope and whatever instrument through a tube which will be inserted directly into the stomach, and it will analyze, it will see. So with a monitor outside you can find out what is the problem, what is affected, what is the defect in the particular region. So this can be have you heard about endoscopy? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
எண்டோஸ்கோபி. ஓகே, எண்டோஸ்கோபி வந்து ஒரு டிவைஸை உள்ள டியூப் வழியாக விட்டுட்டு உள்ளே வந்து ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணுவாங்க. ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி முன்ன இதில் ப்ராக்டிஸில் யோகா அண்ட் சம் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ராக்டிஸ் தே யூஸ் டு இன்சர்ட் அ த்ரெட். ஓகே, அதை வந்து ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுற யோகிக்கு தான் அதெல்லாம் செய்ய முடியும். ஓகே, பை ரெகுலர் ப்ராக்டிஸ் தே வில் க்ளீன் த ஸ்டமக் பை இன்சர்ட்டிங் எ த்ரெட். ஃபுல் லெங்க் த்ரெட் உள்ளே விட்டுட்டு அதை க்ளீன் பண்ணி அப்படியே வெளியில் எடுப்பாங்க. அந்த நம்ம போட்டால் வாய் வரைக்கும் தான் போகும், but they can insert it completely into the intestinal tract. மெதுவா அது வந்து வெளியில எடுப்பாங்க. ஓகே, சில யோகிஸ் they would have practice மூக்கு வழியா விட்டு வாய் வழியா எடுக்கிறது, வாய் வழியா விட்டு மூக்கு வழியா எடுக்கிறது. So what I am trying to imply is it is a hollow organ. Okay, the space inside the this one is completely empty na. It is called as a lumen of the digestive tract. So this lumen is actually, you can say, it is making contact with the external environment. So what we eat, what passes through the mouth and the digestive tract is the external environment. It is not mixing up with any of the internal environment. So it is guarded by the muscles on all the sides. So just like how water travels through a tube, just like that, the food is traveling through the food pipe. This is otherwise called as the food pipe. So I hope you would have heard about this food pipe. So it is surrounded by muscles and various layers. We will see mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, serosa, etc. So the secretions, the mouth secretes saliva, the liver secretes bile, the pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, the intestinal region secretes intestinal juice and enzymes. So where they are secreted into the space. This space is actually the in continuation with the external space, external environment. So you can call this as an external environment into which the food moves and into which the enzymes and the other secretions are secreted. Okay, that is how the digestion takes place. So the accessory, what are the accessory glands? Accessory glands are, excuse me, so as we have told, the teeth, the tongue are the accessory organs. So accessory glands are salivary gland, which is present in the mouth. The stomach also secretes some juices, okay, digestive juices. So the stomach, the juice secreted by the stomach is called as the gastric juice. Okay, gastric juice. So the gastric juice will secrete HCl. The gastric juice will secrete some other enzymes. Can you tell me the name of the enzymes secreted by the stomach? Can you tell me the name of the enzyme secreted by the stomach? Pepsin, yes, very good. Anything else? Trypsin and chymotrypsin is not secreted by the stomach. Only HCl, pepsin, and renin. Only these are secreted by the stomach. Okay, trypsin and chymotrypsin are secreted by the pancreas. Okay, so HCl, pepsin, renin, these are secreted by the stomach. So what are the secretions of the liver? Tell me, what are the secretions of the liver? Bile. Okay, bile contains, what does bile contain? Bile என்னென்ன இருக்கு?
Bile pigment.
Pardon? Repeat, can you repeat again?
Bile salt, bile pigment.
Yes, very good. Bile salt, bile pigment, okay, sodium bicarbonate, cholesterol, all these are present in the bile. So, apart from the liver secretion, that is the bile, pancreas, there is another region called as a leaf-like region. You can see here, pancreas. This also secretes pancreatic juice. Okay, so what does this pancreatic juice contain? Tell me. Tell me, what does the pancreatic secretion contain? சொல்லுங்க, சீக்கிரம் சொல்லுங்க. Pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase, trypsin, chymotrypsin, pardon? Trypsin, chymotrypsin, pardon? Lipase, yes, nucleotidase, okay, phospholipase. So all these enzymes are secreted by the pancreas. And the intestine, the duodenal region also secretes some enzymes. The smaller, finest enzymes, like the nucleotidase, nucleosidase, RNase, DNase, sucrase, lactase, maltase, okay, and the smaller final tuning, these enzymes. So these are the five, external organs: the salivary gland, number one; liver, number two; number three is the pancreas; number four is the intestinal gland. Okay, so these are the different, and the fifth one is the stomach, gastric gland. So apart from the different regions of the alimentary canal, which I have told now, the five different, glands are present. Five major glands are present. Okay, the five my major glands are: number one, salivary gland; number two, gastric gland; number three, liver; number four, pancreas; number five, intestinal gland. So all these glands secrete, some chemicals or some hormones. Okay, they also instigate or initiate the secretion of the different hormones and enzymes. Salivary gland secretes salivary amylase, okay, and the smaller maltase. Okay, small enzymes are secreted by the saliva. So all these aid and enable the process of digestion in a very, very effective manner. Okay, so this is how the uh, digestion takes place. Now you can see what are the different functions or the of the digestive tract. So the digestive tract performs six major functions. So what are the six major functions? The number one, ingestion. What is ingestion? The process of eating. Okay, நம்மளே வாலண்டரி, நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி மவுத்தில் ஃபைனல் டிஃபிகேஷன் ஏனஸில் தான் it is done, the process is done voluntarily. So it is a voluntary action. Okay, so the process of taking in, consuming food and liquid through the mouth, eating, is called as ingestion. Number two is secretion. So நம்ம பார்த்த மாதிரி the GI tractல வந்து இவ்வளோ நிறைய different organs இருக்கு, different glands இருக்கு. So all these, the cells of the GI tract, okay, there are different names given for the cells. Okay, you can see the different names later. So they secrete about 7 liters of, approximately 7 liters of water, acid, buffer, and enzyme into the lumen. So all these will act, in the internal space. I told you, lumen of the digestive tract. So they will be secreted and they will act upon the food. So இது ஃபுட்டு உள்ளே இருந்தால் மட்டும்தான் ஆக்ட் பண்ணும். ஃபுட் இல்லைன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? சப்போஸ் நம்ம வந்து ஃபுட்டு சாப்பிட்டு டிலே ஆகுது. சம் பர்சன் இஸ் ஈட்டிங் ஃபுட், having only one meal a day, or it is he's starving. So what will happen? The enzymes and all will be secreted into the lumen, but it will not act upon the food because food is not present. Okay, the person is not eating the food. So என்ன ஆகும்? It will act upon the walls of the digestive tract. Stomachல இருந்த stomach, intestinal இருந்த intestine. The enzymes they are very strong. Okay, the enzymes in the stomach are acidic in nature. The enzymes secreted by the pancreas are alkaline in nature. So what will happen? They will start acting upon the walls of the stomach or the intestine, etc., and it will lead to ulcer. Okay, different regions in of ulcer, in the gastric ulcer, peptic ulcer. So இதுவே நாளடைவில் என்ன ஆகும்? கேன்சராக கூட மாறும். So you would have heard about many cancers of the stomach, cancer of the colon. Okay, and the food habits, the food what you consume, if it contains many chemicals and other items, it will also lead to cancer or the rupturing of the walls of the digestive inner walls of the digestive tract, and it lead to ulcer and cancer. The next is this one is function is mixing and propulsion. So in the full the from the mouth to the anus, it is made up of muscles. Okay, either skeletal muscles or smooth muscles. Only in the mouth it contains the skeletal muscles. From the esophagus, pharynx, it contains the smooth muscles. So in the smooth muscles is guarding the GI tract. It will help in the mixing up of the food. Okay, and also the secretion. The main function is propulsion of the food from one region to another. Mixing. So in the mixing action or the churning action, it will propel or move the food from one region to another. So this is done by the contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscles present in the whole of the GI tract. The main function is the digestion. So I told you mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. So what is mechanical digestion? The chewing, the mixing, okay, the contraction and relaxation of various regions of the digestive tract till the anus, till the edification. That is called as the mechanical digestion. What is chemical digestion? The various plants, what we have mentioned earlier, will secrete juices and water and different enzymes which will act upon the food, and it will break down the food completely into smaller parts. So this is called as the chemical digestion. So this is what we are going to see in this particular chapter. So how the enzymes are secreted, how they act upon the food, and how they split the bigger molecule into smaller molecules by hydrolysis, and how the individual parts of the digestive system take in these reactions. Okay, so you know the only the carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, they are major organic compounds. They undergo the breakdown. The other vitamins, mineral, and the water, no, they are just absorbed. That's all. The next process is absorption. So absorption is carried out from the intestine. From that is the after the stomach, the food is pushed into the small intestine. The small into the various regions of the small intestine take part in the absorption of the digested food products from the GI tract into the where it is absorbed into the blood and the lymph, and then it is carried to different parts of the body. The last process is defecation. So defecation is the elimination of the undigested, unabsorbed food into the out of the GI tract. So this that eliminate undigested food is called as the stool. Okay, so these are the different regions of the alimentary canal. Next, we will see what are the different layers of the GI tract. So these are the different layers. What are they? Number one, it is made of the mucosa. Mucosa is the innermost layer which is facing the lumen of the GI tract. The next layer is the submucosa, followed by muscularis. Fourth layer is serosa or adventitia. Spelling mistake. Okay, adventitia. Now you can see this is the picture which shows the various layers. So you can see the first region, that is the mucosa. See, this is the lumen. You can see the lumen. This is the mucosa. This is the innermost region which is made up of epithelial cells. Okay, epithelial cells. It contains epithelium, lamina propria, and the muscularis mucosa. So the mucosa is made up of three layers. The innermost layer, it is made up of the squamous epithelial cells. So they are called as the stratified squamous epithelial cells. So their main function is the protective function. So they extend from the mouth to the esophagus, pharynx, and the anal canal. இது அப்படியே கண்டினியூஸாக இருக்கும். இந்த லேயர்ஸ் வந்து கண்டினியூஸாக இருக்கும், கவரிங் த லூமன், என்டையர் லூமன். ஸோ மவுத்லேருந்து ஏனஸ் வரைக்கும் திஸ் லேயர்ஸ் ஆர் கண்டினியூஸ். Okay, so it is made up of the mucosa, another epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosae. So this epithelium is the, what is it made up of? Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. So what is the function? It is a serves as the protective function. So in the layer வந்து உடையாம பார்த்துக்கும். And you have many cells, many different kinds of cells are present in the epithelium. So in the cells வந்து they are lining the walls of the epithelium and they have various functions. They secrete mucus, they secrete enzymes, and they secrete different substances. Okay, they are columnar epithelial cells. So the main function and a protective function irukku. They have a secretory function and they have absorptive function at various regions. Okay, ஒரு region ஒரு function it will perform. Okay, depending upon the type of cells which are present. The next region you can see, lamina propria. So lamina propria, what is this? This is called as the connective tissues. Okay, it is mainly made up of the connective tissues. So connective tissues என்ன இருக்கு? Blood and lymphatic vessels. So நம்ம சொன்ன மாதிரி blood and lymphatic vessels என்ன பண்ணும்? It will carry the nutrients. It will carry the absorbed nutrients from the GI tract into the other regions of the body through the blood circulation. Okay, so இதுல நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா there are some cells, you can see the green color cells. They are called as malt cells. So what are the malt cells? They are called as, the full form is mucosa associated lymphatic tissue. So in the பேர்ல இருந்தே you can understand that lymphatic tissues or lymphatic nodules, green color nodules இருக்கு இல்லையா? See, you can see the inner layer is very thin. The lamina propria is a broader layer. It contains malt tissue, which is mucosa associated lymphatic tissue. So the main வேலை என்ன? Protective function. It has got immune cells. Okay, so it performs in the immune system and protect the cells from infection. Okay, which is from the food substances. Okay, food substances sometimes it may carry some organisms, bacteria, something. So this malt, these are present நீங்க பார்க்கலாம் throughout the digestive system in the malt cells இருக்கு. Okay, from the mouth, சில டைம்ல நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா tonsils அங்கெல்லாம் இருக்கு. Tonsils, appendix, small intestine, எல்லா இடத்துலயுமே இந்த green color malt nodules are present. Okay, they are lymphatic tissue cells. So they secrete some lymphatic or the immune cells which will protect the body. Okay, protect the digestive system from infection. The next layer, it's a thin layer. You can see they are called as the muscularis mucosae. So muscularis mucosae nale name la you can understand that it is the muscular layer. Okay, you can see these muscular layer, they are striated irukku illaya? So striated smooth muscles. So this you can see is the muscular layer. It contains of circular muscles as well as the longitudinal muscles. So இன்னொரு name என்னது? Mucosae. அப்படின்னா it secretes mucus. Okay, that is the mucous membrane of the stomach. It contains mucous membrane and it secretes mucus. So mucus is a very important, fluid, semi-solid. நம்ம ஸ்டமக்ல இருந்து வர்ற ஃபுட், சாரி, ஜூஸ், nose respiratory tract la vara juice ella, it contains, most of it is made up of mucus. Okay, so the mucous membrane, it secretes mucus into the GI tract. So this is the first layer. What is the first layer? Mucosa. So mucosa is made up of epithelium, lamina propria, muscularis mucosa. So epithelium is the stratified non-keratinized columnar epithelial cells which has many cells which has functions like protection, absorption, secretion. Hormones are also secreted by the epithelial cells. Next is the lamina propria. Lamina propria, it is made up of connective tissue cells which contains both the blood vessel and the lymphatic vessels. So இதோட main வேலை என்ன? Absorption. Next, muscularis mucosae. It contains some muscles, both the circulatory muscles and the longitudinal muscles. So இதோட main வேலை என்ன? Contraction and relaxation. Okay, that is the propulsion of the food. And also it contains mucosal cells. So it secretes mucus. Okay. Next is the submucosa. Next layer you can see, it is the submucosa. இங்க இருக்கு. You can see here. So this is the submucosa. அடுத்த layer என்ன? Submucosa. Okay. So submucosa அப்படினாலே it contains the muscular cells. So இதை விட கொஞ்சம் தின்னா இருக்கு இந்த muscles, இந்த muscular cells வந்து கொஞ்சம் பெருசா இருக்கு. Okay. So you can see this is the muscular submucosa. Okay, கொஞ்சம் so இதை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you can see the it is the layer in between the mucosa and the muscularis. So this is also made up of connective tissue cells. So it binds the mucosa and the muscularis. It interconnects the mucosa and the muscularis. It contains many blood vessels, lymphatic vessels. Okay, you can see many blood vessels are there. You can see many glands in the submucosa. Okay, so they contain blood vessel and the lymphatic vessel. What is the function? Absorption of the uh, food. Okay, apart from this you can see in this region, in the submucosal region, there is a extensive network of neurons. நீங்க பார்க்கலாம் இங்க வந்து there is a plexus called as the submucosal plexus, which you will study in the next slide, which is a very very important nerve innervation. Okay, nerve innervation in the submucosal region. So நீங்க எப்படி பார்க்கலாம் பாருங்க, நிறைய blood vessel இருக்கு, lymphatic yellow இருக்கு, and also there is a plexus or a glandular region which is called as the submucosal plexus, or the other name is plexus of Meissner. So you can see the vein also. Okay, so these are the blood vessels and the lymphatic vessels and the gland, main important nerve innervation. What is it called as? Submucosal plexus or plexus of Meissner. Next region is the you know muscularis. So you can see this is the muscularis. So this muscularis contains the muscles, both the circular muscle and the longitudinal muscle. So this is the muscle which is present from the mouth, pharynx, the other regions, esophagus. எல்லாமே வந்து this muscles are present. So as I told you, only in the mouth it contains skeletal muscles. In the anus, the final region, it contains skeletal muscles. All the other regions are made up of smooth muscles. So the muscles in the mouth are will enable chewing, uh, swallowing, etc. Okay, muscles in the anus enables defecation, but the other regions, they are made up of smooth muscles. You can see from the picture there are two sheets of muscles, clearly differentiate. Okay, one is the circular layer and the outermost layer is the longitudinal layer. So here also you can see various blood vessels and the lymphatic vessels just going like, and you can see the artery, the nerve and other things. And இதே மாதிரி இங்க submucosal எப்படி இருந்ததோ அதே மாதிரி this also has got a nervous system. Okay, important nervous innervation, and these glands are called as myenteric plexus. This is otherwise called as plexus of Auerbach. ஸோ இது ரெண்டும் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். நர்வஸ் இந்த தே ஆர் கால்ட் அஸ் தி இன்ட்ரின்சிக் நர்வஸ் சிஸ்டம். ஓகே, இன்ட்ரின்சிக் அந்த அந்த ஆர்கனோட இன்ட்ரின்சிக்கா ஓகே உள்ள இருக்கிறது இன்ட்ரின்சிக் நர்வஸ் சிஸ்டம். எக்ஸ்ட்ரின்சிக் நர்வஸ் சிஸ்டம் இஸ் கண்ட்ரோல்டு பை த பிரெயின். ஓகே, ஃப்ரம் த பிரெயின் அண்ட் ஸ்பைனல் கார்டு, வேகஸ் நர்வ் நீங்கள் கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, சிம்பத்தட்டிக் அண்ட் பாராசிம்பத்தட்டிக் நர்வஸ் சிஸ்டம் கம்ப்ளீட்லி இன்னர்வேட் த ஹோல் லெங்த் ஆஃப் தி ஜிஐ ட்ராக். அதை தவிர அது சென்ட்ரல் நர்வஸ் சிஸ்டம். அதை தவிர இந்த ரெண்டு, இந்த சப்மியூகோசல் பிளெக்ஸஸும் இந்த மயன்ட்ரிக் பிளெக்ஸஸும், இது ரெண்டு வந்து அந்த ஆர்கன் ஜிஐ ட்ராக்டுக்கு உரிய நர்வஸ் டிஷ்யூ ஆர் த நர்வஸ் கண்ட்ரோல். ஸோ யூ கேன் சே தீஸ் டூ ஆக்ட் அஸ் தி பிரெயின் ஆஃப் தி ஜிஐ ட்ராக்ட். ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து இந்த டைஜஸ்டிவ் ட்ராக்டோட மூமெண்ட்டையும் டைஜஸ்டிவ் ட்ராக்டோட ஃபங்க்ஷனையும் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறது, செக்ரீஷனையும் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறது இது ரெண்டு தான். இது ரெண்டு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஒன். ஓகே, ஸோ தே கண்டெயின், they are how they are connected to the main sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. ஸோ இதுதான் 4 லேயர் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். ஸோ என்னென்ன 4 லேயர்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து எபிதீலியம். ஸோ எபிதீலியமில் எத்தனை செல்ஸ் இருக்கு? Mucosa it contains 3 layers: epithelium, lamina propria and muscularis mucosae. So epithelium is made up of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. The function is protective function. Okay, it prevents leakage. It contains many cells like mucus secreting cells which secretes mucus, enteroendocrine cells which secrete hormones. So this is the protective and the secretory function of the epithelium. The next layer is the lamina propria. It contains connective tissue cells. ஸோ இதில் என்னென்ன இருக்குது, blood vessel இருக்குது, lymphatic vessel இருக்குது, and contain malt, mucosa associated lymphatic tissue. Next layer is called as muscularis mucosae, which is made up of smooth muscle fibers. Okay, next layer நம்ம என்ன பார்த்தோம், second layer is the submucosa. Submucosa connects the mucosa with the muscularis. So அதில் என்ன இருக்கு, areolar connective tissue cells which contains rich supply of blood and lymphatic system. What is the function? It receives the absorbed food. அங்கிருந்து it will send the absorbed food into the various regions of the body. Okay, so it is having a rich or extensive network of neurons. So நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, previous pictureல பார்த்தோம், the submucosal plexus and the myenteric plexus are present. What are they called as? They are called as intrinsic nervous system. Okay, intrinsic nervous system அதாவது அந்த ஆர்கனுக்குள்ள digestive systemக்கு உரிய intrinsic உள்ளுக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற nervous system which controls the function, secretion and the function, movement, function of the mechanical function of the digestive tract. Okay, next is the muscularis region. It contains both the skeletal and the smooth muscles in different regions. Except mouth and the anus, all the other regions are made up of smooth muscles. Okay, this it is made up of both the circulatory and the circular and the longitudinal muscle. Last layer வந்து serosa or adventitia. So serosa or adventitia வந்து it is made up of superficial layer. மேல சில இடத்துல இருக்கும், சில இடத்துல கூட இருக்காது. It will get just merge with the other things. What does it contain? It also contains areolar connective tissue and simple squamous epithelium called as the mesothelium. So this is what we have seen. Next we will see what is the neural innervation of the GI tract. So எப்படி இது கண்ட்ரோல் ஆகுது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, you can see these two things, submucosal plexus and the myenteric plexus. Submucosal plexus எங்க இருக்கு? Submucosaல இருக்கு. Myenteric plexus எங்க இருக்கு? Muscularisல இருக்கு. Now did you understand what are the layers of the digestive tract? புரிஞ்சுதா? First lumen சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம், அதுக்கப்புறம் mucosa, அதுக்கப்புறம் submucosa, muscularis and serosa. புரிஞ்சுதா இல்லையா எல்லாருக்கும்? ஓகே, mucosaல எத்தனை லேயர் இருக்கு? epithelium, lamina propria and muscularis mucosa. Okay, next layer submucosa. It contains blood vessels and nervous system. Third layer is muscularis. Okay, submucosa la தான் என்ன இருக்கு? You have the plexus of Meissner. Okay, muscularisல muscle. Last layer, இந்த layerல வந்து muscularisல you have the myenteric plexus. Final layer is the serosa. It is made up of areolar connective tissue and epithelium. Final epithelium. Now this is the organization of the enteric nervous system. ஸோ எப்படி இருக்கு நம்ம பார்த்தோம்ல, இது எங்கே பார்த்தோம், மயன்ட்ரிக் பிளெக்ஸஸ் எங்கே இருக்கு, உள்ள மஸ்குலாரிஸ்ல இருக்கு. சப்மியூகோசல் பிளெக்ஸஸ் எங்கே இருக்கு, சப்மியூகோசால இருக்கு. ஸோ ஹவு இட் இஸ் இன்டர்கனெக்டட். ஸோ யூ கேன் சி these are the longitudinal and circular layer of the smooth muscles. So எப்படி, how they are connected. See, these are the mucosal epithelium. Okay, mucosal epithelium, these are the mucosal muscles, smooth and the longitudinal muscles. See, the nerves, these fully make up the intrinsic nervous system, otherwise called as the enteric nervous system. So இதில் என்ன இருக்கு, 3 kinds of neurons இருக்கு. ஒன்று motor neuron, இன்னொன்று interneuron, இன்னொன்று sensory neuron. ஸோ sensory neuronோட வேலை என்ன, sensory neuron வந்து எந்த அந்த mucosal epithelium அந்த ரீஜன்ல digestive tractல நடக்கிற நிகழ்வுகள், சப்போஸ் ஃபுட் வந்துச்சுன்னா, ஓகே, இட் கண்டெய்ன்ஸ் ரிசெப்டர்ஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் chemorreceptors and stretch receptors. இது என்ன பண்ணும், இந்த ரிசெப்டர்ஸ் வந்து கெமிக்கல், ஃபுட் இஸ் கெமிக்கல் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் இல்லையா, அந்த கெமிக்கல் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்த உடனே இந்த கெமிக்கல் வந்திருக்கு, கார்போஹைட்ரேட் வந்திருக்கு, அப்போ அதுக்கேற்ற என்சைம் செக்ரேட் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி வேற ப்ரோட்டீன் வந்திருக்குன்னா அதுக்கேற்ற என்சைம் செக்ரேட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ chemoreceptors, they will understand what is the chemical and accordingly they will give the instruction, or sorry, not the instruction, the information to the nervous system. Okay, so that is the sensory neuron. With stretch receptors அப்படின்னா என்னது, ஃபுட் இல்லைன்னா என்ன ஆகும், அந்த ரீஜன் வந்து காலியா இருக்கும். ஃபுட் வந்த உடனே that region becomes heavy. For example, the stomach. So the stomach will get distended, okay, and stretched. Okay, so because of the stretch, okay, there are some receptors which will understand, okay, some food is there present. Okay, so it undergoes stretching. The stretching is understood by the mucosal epithelium and immediately gives information to both the submucosal plexus and the mesenteric plexus, and also to the central nervous system. So central nervous system another vagus nerve, vagus 10th nerve. Okay, they supply the parasympathetic fibers. So இதுதான் வந்து full complete control, central control from the brain. So brain ல இருந்து எந்த nerve வருது? Vagus nerve. Vagus is the 10th nerve which supplies the nervous system to the digestive tract. So this gives information. Okay, the chemoreceptors and the stretch receptors from the mucosal epithelium gives information to the intrinsic nervous system as well as the central nervous system. Okay, food vandirukku. Now what is your order? Okay, these two, the interneurons connects the these two connects the sensory neuron with the motor neuron. Okay, with the main neurons, and also interconnects the other neurons. Now, the order is given by the myenteric plexus through the motor neurons. So you can see the red colored ones. The interneurons are violet colored ones. They interconnect these two. Okay, so the order is given by the motor neurons. The motor neurons எதுக்கு order கொடுக்குது? It will give order to the longitudinal and the circular muscles and the mucosal epithelium. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணும்? The muscles வந்து will undergo movement. Okay, propel the food, push the food from one region to another. Next, in the mucosal epithelium என்ன பண்ணும்? It will secrete hormones and the enzymes. So these will be secreted and they will act upon the food and the digestion will take place. So this is what is happening. Did you understand? So this is the complete organization of the enteric nervous system. So enteric nervous system ல என்ன இருக்கு? Submucosal plexus. Submucosal plexus எங்க இருக்கு? Submucosal இருக்கு. Myenteric plexus எங்க இருக்கு? Muscularisல இருக்கு. See, these are the brain of the digestive system. Okay, so the sensory neuron which are present on the this one digestive tract will understand the reception of the food. Okay, presence of the food through chemoreceptors and the stretch receptors gives information to the central nervous system and the intrinsic nervous system. So central nervous system will give order through the vagus nerve. Okay, whereas the enteric nervous system will give order to the motor neurons from the myenteric plexus and the submucosal plexus for the muscles to contract and relax and for the secretion of the enzymes and hormones by the respective cells. The autonomic nervous system, as I told you here, the vagus nerve, no, that is supplies the parasympathetic fibers to most of the part of the GI tract. ஆனால் அந்த ஸ்பைனல் கார்டில் இருக்கிற சேக்ரல் நர்வ் என்ன பண்ணும்? இட் வில் சப்ளை பாராசிம்பத்தட்டிக் நர்வஸ் ஃபைபர்ஸ் டு த லார்ஜ் இன்டெஸ்டைன். ஸோ அவ்வளோ தூரத்துக்கு எட்டாது இல்லையா? அதனால மோஸ்ட் பார்ட் ஆஃப் த ஜிஐ ட்ராக்ட் இஸ் சப்ளைட் பை த வேகஸ் 10th நர்வ். பட் த லார்ஜ் இன்டெஸ்டைனுக்கு எந்த நர்வ் சப்ளை பண்ணுது? சேக்ரல் ஸ்பைனல் கார்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ the central nervous system makes connection with the intrinsic or the enteric nervous system. How? Through some interneurons. So they give order, the central nervous system give order to the intrinsic nervous system and the digestive function is carried out. Okay, for today's class this is enough. The next class we will see the other the peritoneum, okay, and the different parts of the digestive tract and the individual functions of the digestive tract. Okay, now you take your book and you have to study what are the different parts of the digestive system, what is it made up of, what are the different layers. So peritoneum பத்தி படிச்சிட்டு வாங்க. Okay, so study about peritoneum. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can proceed to your next class. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.